Hello and welcome, dear viewers. You're still watching us on ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session live from our headquarters in Asmara. I'm Hermel Lagramay, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start with the major headlines. Seminars by Mrs. Atas Famaram in various subzones. Annual Eritrean Community Festival in Italy. 17 soldiers killed as gunmen raid armed bases in northern Nigeria. And India and Pakistan defense ministers meet at summit for first time since border conflict. Now our detailed domestic news. Mrs. Atas Famaram, president of the National Union of Eritrean Women, conducted seminars for women in the subzones of Nafa, Adoha, and Afabet in the northern Red Sea region. The seminars, which were held from 24 to 27 June, focused on the history of women in general and Eritrean women in particular, highlighting the progress they have achieved, the sacrifices made, and their future prospects. During the seminars, Mrs. Takha elaborated on the discrimination and unequal treatment that Eritrean women have historically faced due to religion, culture, and traditional beliefs. She also outlined the efforts made during the armed struggle for independence to raise awareness on women's issues, as well as the post-independence measures taken by the Eritrean government to promote gender equality and ensure women's participation in all sectors. Mrs. Takha called on young women to honor the legacy of their mothers by equipping themselves with the necessary education and skills and to strive for complete emancipation. The participants held extensive discussions on the issues raised during the seminars and expressed their commitment to actively contribute to the goals of the Union. The sub-zonal administrators also expressed their readiness to support the realization of the objectives of the National Union of Eritrean Women. In other news, the annual Eritrean Community Festival in Italy was officially opened by Mr. Fisahatzion Petros in Milano under the theme Our Cohesion, Our Armor. The opening event was attended by a large number of nationals and friends of Eritrea. The festival, taking place on 28 and 29 June, features a photo exhibition, cultural and artistic programs, a fashion show of traditional Eritrean clothing, and seminars, among other activities. A seminar focusing on educational progress in Eritrea, as well as the expansion of educational facilities, will be organized during the event. Cultural and artistic performances by the cultural troupe from Eritrea will also be presented, adding vibrant color to the festivities. In other news, vocational training programs lasting from 3 to 5 months have been provided to 146 students, including 90 female students at the College of Medicine and Science. Mr. Abrahale Asafau, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students at the college, stated that the training offered alongside the students' regular academic curriculum covered topics such as graphic design, sign language, Arabic language, electronics, and music. Mr. Elias Tagas, Director of Student Affairs at the college, emphasized that the knowledge gained from the training would significantly benefit the students in their daily lives. He urged them to apply their new skills for both personal advancement and community service. Mrs. Mansoura Ismail, head of the Union branch in the Sawa and higher educational institutions, encouraged the trainees to further develop their skills through practice and to share their knowledge with their peers. In other news, the public and government workers in the subzones of Mai Aini and Maimuna in the southern region, as well as Serja in the central region, contributed a total of 330,000 nakfa in support of families of martyrs. In Mai Aini subzone, government workers contributed 45,000 nakfa, students of Kalai Baaltat Elementary and Junior School contributed 7,020 nakfa, and the 14 administrative areas of the South Zone collectively contributed 81,271 nakfa. In Maimuna, government workers contributed about 90,000 nakfa, while residents of Maimuna Semi-Urban Center and members of the National Union of Eritrean Women contributed an additional 12,000 nakfa. Dear viewers, stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. At least 17 Nigerian soldiers were killed in a series of coordinated attacks by armed gunmen on 3 army bases in northern Nigeria, security sources and local officials confirmed yesterday. The attacks, which took place on Tuesday, targeted forward operating bases in Niger State, as well as another base in neighboring Kanuda State. According to security officials, the gunmen engaged troops in prolonged firefights that lasted several hours. The assailants, commonly referred to as bandits in the region, are part of heavily armed criminal groups known for terrorizing northwestern Nigeria. They have been blamed for frequent abductions, attacks on villages, and assaults on security installations. Niger State and much of the northwest have suffered years of insecurity, with limited state presence and frequent attacks by both criminal gangs and Islamist militants. On our final report, the defense ministers of India and Pakistan met for the first time since their border conflict last month, with both attending a Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit today. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization defense ministers meeting was held in China's coastal city of Qingdao and yesterday. Iran's defense minister Aziz Nasirzadeh was also in attendance. His first overseas trip since his country's war with Israel started almost 2 weeks ago. The China-led regional body was founded in 2001 and has China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Iran, and Central Asian nations as members. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for the session, and now it's time for a quick recap of the major headlines. Seminars by Mrs. At Famaram in various subzones. Annual Eritrean Community Festival in Italy. "17 soldiers killed as gunmen raid army bases on northern Nigeria." And India and Pakistan defense ministers met at summit for first time since border conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, that was all for tonight. Thank you for having us and have a blessed one.